All right, since the pandemic began, just about everything has changed in our day-to-day lives, literally across the country and the globe, and that's clearly affected the way that people do business. And joining us this morning to talk about this is business and market analyst Seth Denson. Seth, good morning. Thanks for being back with us here on Wake Up America. I was thinking about this this morning. Basically, the transfer of wealth that we've seen from mom and pop businesses and small businesses, one-offs, restaurants, to big box stores, the Targets, the Walmarts, the Costcos of the world, has happened literally in the last 8 months, and we've never seen something like this in American history. Do you think small businesses can ever recover?
Well, I think they can recover, but we are absolutely in a new era of what we'll call haves and have-nots. But the haves really seem to be having the backing of state governments who are saying you can remain open, you can operate business, whether that's a TV studio in Hollywood or even your big box stores or Amazons or people who can do e-trade shipping. But you make a great point, Rob, and that it's that small employer, those people that put their life and livelihood on the lines to open up their businesses, that restaurateur. These are the people that are really suffering in this economy right now, and unfortunately, Washington doesn't seem to want to support it.
All right, so companies have spent thousands of dollars, and I'm thinking about restaurants, but here at Newsmax, we've got protocols that we've implemented just to keep everybody safe. Thousands of companies have done this across the country and spent a whole lot of money. When it comes to vaccinations, and this is going to become an issue certainly throughout the next year. This will be an issue in 2021 more than right now, but do companies have any right to infringe on people's civil liberties and say, you have to get a vaccine to come back to work?
Well, actually, they may. and there's actually been court cases in the past. Matter of fact, in 2018, there was a court case where a health system had terminated an employee for not getting measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. And so there is precedence there where employers can say, yes, you're going to have a vaccine to come back to work. As a matter of fact, OSHA requires employers to create a safe and healthy environment. And the EEOC has come out and made a statement that coronavirus is a direct threat. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out, but there's another thing to keep in mind, that employers always have to comply with the ADA and the Civil Rights Act, which say that you have to give reasonable accommodations for both religiously held beliefs and perhaps those that can't take the vaccine for medical issues.
Yeah, gray area with that word reasonable. I think they put that in there deliberately, but it would be easier for a private company to say, look, you got to get vaccinated versus a public company.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would. Again, everybody's going to have to make their case and have a reasonable situation where they feel like their organization and their other employees are in danger in order to require a vaccine.
Seth, I'm looking behind you at all those skyscrapers there. I'm in Midtown Manhattan. If you were in commercial real estate working at, say, CB Richard Ellis or a company like that, in early March, you were making a whole lot of money because property values were super high, especially in high rises. The coronavirus could, and we went through this to an extent after 9/11, but coronavirus could spell the end of the modern high rise as we know it, at least when it comes to businesses needing a whole lot of space in a high rise, right?
Yeah, it could change the landscape for sure. I think there's two things that are happening here. One is more employers are realizing that maybe they don't have to have all of their employees in a single location. But two, there's other hotbed areas like where you are in New York City that maybe people are saying, I don't like the politics here, I want to move elsewhere. There are some areas, though, that are doing quite well. Matter of fact, I met with some executives at Cushman & Wakefield yesterday, and they were telling me that Dallas-Fort Worth, for example, where I am, is booming. Places like Phoenix, places like Florida. These states that have different policies around business and maybe more pro-business climates, they're actually seeing expansion of real estate, commercial real estate, and that market's doing quite well.
Yeah, and the common denominator there is warm weather as we deal with a blizzard up here right now. Final question, we got about 30 seconds, but the markets have been doing incredibly well in 2020, and this is remarkable in and of itself, and it's a testament to our country and how great a country this is, that the market can thrive with this pandemic that is unlike anything we've ever seen before. The NASDAQ set another record yesterday, I think the 52nd. Does President Trump deserve some of the credit for this?
He deserves a lot of the credit for this. Will he get it? Well, maybe here, but not in other circles. And I think that we need to see as we come out of this, historians will write the story that the economic situation we were in pre-pandemic is why we have seen an absolute V-shaped recovery.
Quickly, I just want to ask you about, are you aware of any companies that have taken drastic measures to accommodate employees? I can give you one example. My wife works from home, and she has for quite some time, but now that everyone else is working from home, it looks like the landscape there could change, and that could become something that's more permanent. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of organizations that are recognizing how they structure their day-to-day operations and can they work more remotely. But there's also there's a business climate that needs collaboration, and there's other employers that are obviously recognizing that bringing people together. We here at GDP did the same thing. Our people do better when we're together.
Yeah, absolutely. You get the creative juices flowing. Seth Denson, great stuff. Come back and see us here on Wake Up America. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Rob. We'll do.